Hi everyone and welcome back to the Colour Cave where we like to play with art stuff. My name is Jem and we're back here for another day of Cavemas. We're past the halfway mark now, which is both sad and good at the same time. And obviously we're at the stage now, Christmas Day has come and gone and I have received some arty gifts. So I wanted to share with you today the things that I have had given to me to enable me just that little bit more on my art journey. And hopefully you can take some inspiration or find something interesting that you might want to give a go for yourself. So we're just going to go straight to top down view and we can get going. So I've got quite a nice selection of things to show you today, so we're just going to get right in. I'll start with some of the little things. Now, this is just an aside. In the cave tour, I showed the wall that sits behind the desk where I do my proper job, and I've now got two great big pin boards up there, and one of them is for arty stuff, and I was running out of pins. And I've got this lovely little set of wooden pins. And they are like push pins or drawing, we call them drawing pins. I don't know if you guys have got a different name for them. And they are the cutest little shapes. So I've got some flamingos and some pineapples. Now what's even better is that the flamingos come in two different colours. So I've got pale pink ones and dark pink ones as well. We've also got some cacti and my personal favourite, the big leaves. So these are just like a fun little thing. They're made of wood. And my mama got me these, Mama Jem bought me them for my Christmas. And already on the pin board I've got little turtles and little ducklings, so they were quite a nice addition, but that's just a fun little thing that I thought you might enjoy. I also got some more of the soft applicators for pan pastel. These are the ones that are like little eyeshadow applicators and they're great for details. I do have a plan to do a really big pan pastel piece at some point next year. The paper that I want is actually out of stock just now, so I can't do anything about that. So this was just really something that I wanted for a bit of preparation for doing that big artwork at some stage. I'm coming on to two of my favourite presents now as well. And this first one was from my grandmother. And this was a voucher for the coloured pencil shop. And it's the place that I go to for all my open stock coloured pencils. Emma, the lady that runs the shop, is absolutely lovely, and her customer service and her postage times are absolutely excellent. So especially if you're in the UK, she does post elsewhere, but if you're in the UK and you're looking to buy some high quality colour pencils or replace some of your shorter pencils, you can head to her website. My gran has got me a £30 voucher, and what I'm going to use that for is the new Caran d'Ache luminance colours that came out. I don't own them. There's 24 new colours, which brings the entire set up to 100 pencils. So I'm going to use this voucher to buy those pencils, and then I will have a full set. I will leave the link to the Coloured Pencil Shop website down in the description of the video if you want to go and check it out. This next one's a bit of a strange one as well, and this was Mr. Jem that gave me these, and he never ever ceases to surprise me. Mr. Jem's really good at throwing me curveballs, and this is little bag, which is beautiful in itself, has come from a shop called Scaramanga, and this is the place where my pencil case, my sketching pencil case came from, and my satchel that came as a set. And they sell all sorts of lovely things. Again, I will leave the website down in the description if you want to go and have a nosy. But inside this bag are hand carved ink stamps. They're Indian and they are absolutely gorgeous, and they are just made from like chunks of wood. So you can see here we've got really beautiful intricate patterns, and I just love these. They are super, super nice. And you know, I really appreciate the skill and the handiwork that's gone into these, so I would really like to try these out. And I have lots of inks now as well, and it would be really nice to incorporate them into an artwork. And just with the design and obviously the origin of the pieces, I was actually thinking about doing an elephant either drawing or painting. I don't know whether it's going to be in coloured pencil or paint or what, yeah, but that was kind of what popped into my head. So again, if that's something that you might like to see, you can let me know in the comments. And we've got this little elephant here. He's absolutely adorable. And then this beautiful butterfly as well. Really, really nice, unusual. I am in love with these. And it's not something I ever thought that Mr. Jem would buy for me, but there you go. So looking forward to having a little bit of a play about with those. And the bag's just gorgeous. It's absolutely lovely. I really like it. Okay, I'm really excited about this one as well. This is something I've wanted for ages. And it is Watercolor With Me in the Forest by Dana Fox. Number one, I love her artwork. It's just absolutely adorable. And Things in the Forest incorporates two of my favourite things, trees and animals. And this book is wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful. The paper quality is exceptional. Really nice watercolour paper. But this is almost like an activity book, but it is dotted with all of her illustrations as well, so it is very, very endearing. And if I just skip through a couple of pages here, it goes through different techniques. It's like a project, and there are spaces for you to try things out. So just to give you an example, she picks very simple subject matter, but she also gives you her outline pencil sketches. These are not done digitally, these are done in pencil and they've been scanned in, so it's got a really nice organic feel to it, and she literally walks you step by step. And you can see in the bottom corner here it says wet on dry, so she's talking about different watercolour techniques as she's going. So not only can you have fun and make this book even prettier because you're going to be filling in the pages that are blank, but you get to learn a bunch of stuff about watercolour as you go along. Now, my watercolour skills are not great. I haven't spent a lot of time learning techniques and stuff. I've just been playing about with the art supplies because that's what I do. So I'm really keen to do this to kind of up my watercolour game. But some of the subjects are so cute. Look at this snail. So she tells you which colours that she's using and the supplies, so the paintbrushes and things, and then the steps are down the side, and you can head over and do it on the opposite page. I also really like this as well because I'm left-handed. I'm not going to be like in the crease of the book when I'm actually painting, so that suits me personally just for preference as well. But there is loads in here, so I am super excited about this book. There's 50 projects in it. If it's something that you'd like to see me try, I'm pretty sure I could try one of them as a video, and I think we could have some really good fun. It's really nice to find a watercolour colouring book, so to speak, I'll use that term loosely, with such nice paper, but also with subject matter that I'm personally interested in. There's lots of really nice watercolour colouring books available now, but this really speaks to me just because of the subject matter. Okay, and the next thing I have is a colouring book by Tomislav Tomic. I am going to absolutely annihilate this, I can't pronounce it, but it's Sprukjesbos or something to that effect. And this is I have the other book of Tomislav Tomic's, and this was the one I didn't have. It's a smaller book, and this one, the images are one-sided for the most part, so you can use inks and markers if that's what you're feeling. And it's in the same style as his other colouring book, and we have coloured a picture in the other one. That was quite a while ago now, but it was a big double page spread with the toadstools and the gnomes. But this is all the same sort of artwork, and there are some double page spreads as well, which are just lovely. There's lots and lots of detail in these. So I would say this is a kind of colouring book if you're just that little bit more advanced. As a beginner, you might find this overwhelming. You might not, but they are very detailed, but the range of images is fantastic. This is one of my favourites, which is the tree house. That's it. It's more like a tree mansion, I think. But it's actually like the old man in the tree. Very cool. So I would like to colour in this at some point next year. But there's such a range of pictures in it. Very cool. Look at this one. You could do something. You could do a really cool background on this as well. So looking forward to that. So this is a bit of a joke gift, and this is a make your own neon sign. I'd kind of expressed my interest in getting some sort of illuminated sign for the back wall of the cave behind the camera. There is a gap there, and it would be really nice to see something up there. And I'd commented to some friends and family that what inspired that and what made me really want one was one of the YouTubers that I watch a lot called Christopher Odd. He's just done out his basement, and he has a neon sign that says the Odd Pod, and I thought that would be really awesome to have something like that. So in the meantime, I've been given this to see if we can fashion something just as an interim measure. So I'm really curious to see what this is like inside. I haven't actually opened this yet. I thought it would be fun if we could open this one together. I wanted to see how long it was. It doesn't look that long, but my thoughts were maybe we could make like the pencil shape, you know, the pencil part of the cave logo out of it. So I just want to kind of like unwind this and see what's what. Okay, so it's actually fairly long, and it is really like, okay, ooh, okay, I think we could do something with this, guys. That's quite interesting. I doubt that this is really enough for a full video, but if it is something that you'd want to see me do in a video and maybe try and mount it to the wall, feel free to let me know in the comments. If not, I'll do it in my spare time. I'll maybe post a couple of pictures on Instagram or something, and we can try and get it up on the wall. That sounds fun. I wonder how, oh goodness, I'm never going to get that back in the box. I was kind of hoping it was mains operated, and it's not, it's battery operated. I'm gonna go get some batteries. Make sure I put them in the right way. This way. Oh, it flashes. It flashes. Oh no, that's too much for me. Okay, I'm gonna do this with the lights off. Oh. Okay, that's fairly bright actually. It's not hugely so, but when you see it with the lights off like that, that's pretty cool actually. I quite like that. I instantly want to start like moulding it into, like, how far can we bend this? It's actually really flexible and it feels quite sturdy. I kind of like that. Okay, we're totally going to do something with that. Let's see the flashing. Okay, slow flash. Cheap art supplies here. One of those big arrows you see. Yeah, that just gives me a headache. I don't think we'll be using that one. That's really cool. So we'll just unplug this here again. I'm assuming we just pinch this and pull it out. Or maybe we're not supposed to be able to take it back out. Okay, we'll deal with that later. So there you go. That's something a little bit different. I'm just going to try and like coil this back up there. See if we can ram it back in the box. Oh, instructions, phone down. Yes, I thought that was a really cute little gift. Gives you the very basic instructions on the back. But yeah, that's pretty cool. The next thing is a set of these. There's always a lot of chat, and I found that with coloured pencils, particularly in the sort of budget to mid-range end of things, there's kind of like trends and they go in cycles. For a while, the Black Widows were like the pencil, and you know, there's been subsequent brands that have popped up. I have been given these, and this is the Castle Arts premium soft touch coloured pencils. I would say that this is a mid-priced pencil. It's kind of in the same ballpark as like the Black Widows and the Artisas, you know, that kind of range. Certainly in the UK anyway. Again, the prices will probably vary slightly depending on where you live. And I just thought we could take a really quick look at these. I will do a colouring video of some description actually using these. We'll really put them through their paces as I like to do, but I thought we could just take a quick look. Whoa. I love that. See that? Oh God, this makes me so happy, like so happy. So there's a little bit of bump in there talking about other Castle Art supplies. I have never used anything from Castle Art, and I do, especially when it comes to other things like, you know, like your surface media, so whatever paper you want to use, I tend to go for more expensive, well-established brands, because if you have pencil skills, you can do good things on, you know, on pretty much anything. But if you are maybe not quite as experienced, if you have a good surface to start on, then that's something that's really helpful. And that's especially true of watercolour, but I'm totally going off on a tangent here. So I've got my trusty Faber-Castell mixed media pad here. I'll just pop these off to the side. And there's just a few things I want to test out and just see how they feel, kind of thing. So the things that I want to look at here is, first of all, is just like how they feel, vibrancy of colours, how the pigment is. So I'm going to pick out a yellow and a red. They're two colours that are usually quite soft, just because of the makeup of, you know, how the pencil's actually put together with the pigment. And blues tend to be a little bit harder. So I'm going to try one of those as well. And I also always like to try the black pencil out to see how black it really is. And I like to try a green just because I like green. So I'll start with this yellow here. Oh, wow. Oh, that feels silky. These pencils are soft and they're smooth. Oh, I've got a bit of weird pigment coming off there. You see that orange pigment that's come off? So that's a little bit inconsistent. Oh, thank you. My husband's just brought me tea. Thanks, love. How nice is that? Mr. Jem. Oh, love him. Right, so we've got a little bit of pigment inconsistency. But these are, and they're actually layering up quite well as well. They're pretty soft. They feel nice though. They feel lovely. I'm really enjoying this barrel as well, with the dipped end. This is nice because they look classy when you see them in the box. You know, these black barrels do look nice, and I like the fact that they've got these lovely long dipped ends, so you're not raking about trying to find the right pencils. That's really good. The barrel also seems to be quite close to the dipped end colour, but we can look at that a bit more. So again, I'm expecting the same of the red to be, you know, to be quite soft. The pigment, the actual laydown seems to be quite consistent as well. I know that we've had a little bit of a pigment issue here, but yeah, they're quite nice. I don't know, because they're quite soft though, I don't know how long they'll keep a point for. And that's not really a minus or a plus point, it's just the nature of the thing that it's made of. But that red's really red. Little bit of pencil dust coming off them as well. So again, that indicates to you that they are, they are quite soft. So let's try the blue. Oh, the blue's great as well. I was expecting that to be a bit drier and it's really not. Okay, I'll try a green as well. Do you know what? I think I'm going to really enjoy these pencils. First impressions are really good. And we'll try a black as well. Okay, the black's not great. But that because we've got that ability to layer. Okay, so let's try a wee bit of blending. See how we get on here. So this is mixed media paper, so it's quite textured. But I find it's a good kind of like midway point between really smooth paper and horrendously toothy paper. I'll try and blend this out a little bit. That says more about my blending skills than it does about the pencils. It's not bad. I would say that's fairly good. I would like to test these out on a more suitable paper for specifically for coloured pencil. But there is a definite amount of blending going on there. There's no doubt about that. So maybe that's something to explore further. Okay, I'm quite impressed with these. So in this set, this is 120 colours. As far as I'm aware, this is the biggest set that they do. And when I look at the colour palette across here, I'm quite impressed with the range of colours that are available as well. I think the only thing that's sort of not getting to me, but the greys are quite an odd set, and I can see what they've tried to do. They've tried to give us 2 cold greys, 2 warm greys, and then 2 greys, as I call them, you know, ones with like a brownie tone, so similar to the French greys and the Prismacolors. And the browns into these sort of like earth tones, if I just pop this to the side, up the top here, I'm not convinced that that's enough to be on with, if I'm honest. But again, it would depend on individual swatching. The one thing I always think that's missing in these sets is a good beige or like stroke putty colour, and that seems to be lacking in a lot of pencil sets. And it's not the easiest thing to put together, you know, by layering other colours. So that's quite interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. But I just thought I'd have a first test of those, and I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised. If they perform as well, or you know, on an actual picture, as I always say, the proof is in the actual picture, then I could easily see me favouring these over the Arteza, but it'll also depend on how they sharpen and things as well. So I'm really curious to get on testing those out at a later stage. Moving on, you're going to love this one as well. In the not too distant past, we got these Leuchtturm sketchbooks in a subscription box, and they're really high quality sketchbooks, and I got particularly excited because I used to have an ELO sketchbook and I really, really liked it, but I just found that the paper was a wee bit too smooth for my liking because I like to work primarily in pencil. And this seemed to be a really good alternative because it has the same sort of format and style as the ELO, with the rounded corners, the pocket in the back, and this nice lay flat binding, which I absolutely love because you can go all the way across. And I got even more excited when I found out that they did square ones, and more to the point, they did square ones in yellow. And look what I have been given. So this is like by far my favourite thing, absolutely hands down. Not only is it a square format, which I love, but it's yellow. I mean, come on, it's yellow. So I'm really looking forward to using this. It's got really nice ribbons in it, and it's a little bit bigger than the standard ELO that I had before. And portability for me isn't an issue. I hardly ever go anywhere, and when I do, I take my satchel, and this is like a drop in the ocean to slot it into my satchel. It is going to get a wee bit grubby because it's yellow, but this cover, you can wipe it clean. One of the things I've mentioned over the space of this year is the sketchbook that I'm currently using, which is the Artway Studio sketchbook. The way I would describe it is there's nothing wrong with it, which is my way of saying that it doesn't really excite me all that much. It serves its purpose, and in terms of quality, it is a good quality sketchbook, but it does nothing to inspire me. When you get a good sketchbook, you know, when you get the right sketchbook that's the one for you, you have this compulsion to fill it up. You want to fill it up with awesome drawings, and I've never had that with the Artway sketchbook, but this is doing it for me. Like, this is tickling my fancy. So I'm really looking forward to the day that we start sketching in this, and I can see it getting filled up very quickly, and I'm really hopeful that this is the alternative to the ELO that I've been looking for. The ELO is notoriously difficult to get hold of in the UK because the shipping for them is crazy money, like proper crazy money, and for me, I can't justify it with the fact that the paper's just that little bit too smooth. If you're a mixed media artist, they're really good as well, because although the paper's smooth, they cope well with a lot of different mediums, and you can use markers on them, and it obviously loves markers because it's smooth paper. So I am crossing my fingers. I don't know when I'm going to get into this. I still have like tens of dozens of sets of pages in the other sketchbook because I'm not inclined to draw in it. But the day will come when I get into this, and I'm really excited for it. Due to that as well, I've put this sketchbook will have already been put up in the stash shop. It might not even be available by the time you see this video, but they are really good quality sketchbooks, and I would really like somebody to be able to make use of this, and you know, at a bit more of a reasonable price than the ELOs. This next one really made me laugh because, number one, it's from one of you guys. Somebody has gifted me something. They have become an Amazon fairy, but the reason it made me laugh really is because of the note that came with it. When you gift something to someone from their wish list on Amazon, you can put in a little note. So I blocked out her real name because obviously safety, but she's given me her screen name, and it says, "Happy Christmas, Gem. Thanks for all the brilliant videos on the Colour Cave this year, particularly the ones where the supplies were crap." And that's from Marigold. Marigold, I want to say thank you so much. This really like warmed my cockles. I'm sure you know by now I'm pretty stressed out just now and not having the best time with it. So this really cheered me up, this tiny little piece of paper. So what Marigold has sent me is this. And it is the 48 set of Black Widow pencils, and that is the Monarch pencils. So these are the new colours. So I just want to slide them out. The tin is lovely. I really like this. And if I just take this off, the colours, they are listed somewhere. I think they're actually on the back of the tin. Now that I think about it, turn it over. Yeah, so it's got a list of the colours there. It then says underneath colours may vary, which I find quite strange. The colour names are on the pencils. So these are in the style of the newer pencils, like the skin tone set. And they have these lovely dipped ends. And what a colour range we've got in here. Like really nice colours, and I'm hoping that these are going to complement the rest of the Black Widow set. I've just got a little scrap of paper here. I know how these are going to feel, but there's a few colours I'm really curious to try out, and the first one is green slime. These feel a lot softer than some of the other Black Widow pencils, which is interesting. But that's lovely. I don't know if I feel like that's green slime colour though, but that is a beautiful shade of pencil. The other one as well is opal, catching my eye. Oh yes, what a lovely colour. Like that's what I'm talking about. That is a coloured pencil. Oh yeah. Once again, I think that's kind of close to the colour of my kitchen. This colour as well, oh, this storm blue, I'm really curious about, and also the one next to it, which is oyster. I'm always looking for like a putty beige stroke biscuity colour. Yeah, that's a nice blue. That's a really nice blue, actually. Oh, yeah. And also this oyster colour. Yeah, I've been looking for a pencil that kind of goes by that. There does seem to be a sort of lot of orangey pinky shades in this. I am going to swatch these out fully because the other thing I'd really like to do now as well, that's me, I now possess all of the Black Widow pencils. I'm going to swatch them out into my swatch book, but I'm going to do it in colour groups. At the moment I've got them swatched out in various places, but it's just been tin by tin as I've picked up all the sets, and I think it's about time that they were all going together. If Black Widow bring out another set of pencils, which I don't know whether they are or they aren't, I wouldn't think so because they're up to 144 pencils, and that's pretty much, you know, you're kind of pushing the outer limits of what's considered a unique colour by that point, and there'll be a lot that are quite close together. Yes, so I just want to put them all and have them all as one set because mentally I still think of them as these separate sets, and I'd like to get away from that. So once again, thank you very, very much. And obviously in the new year at some point we will do a video and we'll put these bad boys to the test and we can all enjoy the fruits of your labour and your generosity. So bless you, thank you very much, my dear. Last but not least, I swithered whether to include this in this video or not, but I figured I would. It's not strictly an art gift, but I do think it's something that's fun and we will be able to use it to make a couple of videos for you guys. I'm going to have to go and grab it. Well, this is a family gift, so it's for everyone to use, including Mama and Papa Jem when they come up. And that is the Oculus Quest 2. This is the virtual reality headset from Facebook, believe it or not. And it is the second iteration of this headset. The original one, I do believe, was a wired one, and this is why I wanted this. This is a standalone headset, and you put it on your face and you don't have to connect cables to your computer or anything, so you don't have to have a lot of other technology to experience VR. Most of you know that I really enjoy playing video games. It is something that I feel I would like to have more time to do, like spare time to do, and I just don't. And this is just, I'm so excited by this, it's untrue. So this is the headset here. So it is quite slimline, considering it's a standalone unit and you don't have to plug it into a laptop or anything. It's actually quite small and it's got this adjustable headband and the speakers are in these arms here. So when it's on your face, it's right next to your ear. And you have two independent controllers and these track your movements and everything, and they've got all sorts of buttons and bells and whistles on. So the reason that I'm showing you this is one of the things I would really like to do on the channel here is to have a little look at some 3D painting and 3D sculpting. One of the first apps that I'm going to put onto this headset is the Google 3D painting app, which it's supposed to be fairly simple to use and, you know, quite intuitive, so you can get up and going with it really quickly, even if you're not comfortable or used to being in VR, because it is a completely different beast to doing anything on a flat screen. So I'm really, really tempted to test that out. I think it's called Tilt Brush, Google Tilt Brush, and I'm really keen to obviously see what that can do. And the first thing I'm going to do is paint a tree in it, as you well know. So again, if that's something that you would be interested in seeing, there's going to be a bit of mechanics of sorting out, you know, the sort of technical side of filming it and one thing and another. But I can figure that out. I always do. It's not a problem. So let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. And there are loads of other apps available now as well. And one is a 3D sculpting package, so it is more like sculptures rather than painting. And I do believe there's a graffiti one as well, where you just get like a brick wall and you can just, you can like tag it. So I thought the stuff like that would be really fun to try out. I am going to have to navigate the perils of going into that 3D environment. I don't get motion sickness, and I have been warned that that's a thing with a lot of stuff in VR. I'm more concerned about headaches. I suffer quite badly from migraines sometimes, and I don't know how my eyes and my brain are going to respond to being sort of encased in a VR environment. So I'm going to have to test the water with that. But I am super excited about this, and I'm even more excited if I can create art in 3D, because that's a really nice halfway house for me from playing video games and arting. You know, it's like just sort of smooshing the two together and getting something that's good in the middle. So that is it for today's Santa haul. I hope you have enjoyed watching this, and I've hopefully enabled some of you to go and pick up some things for yourself. I just always think it's nice to share these things to give people a little bit of inspiration, and I always say the same thing with these videos. This isn't a, oh look at me, look all the things I've got, look how much I've got. It's not about that. It's about that nice discovery, so that if you do see something that you like, maybe if I've road tested it here and shown you what I've got, it might inspire you to go and get something that you've wanted or something that you've never seen before. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you're having a nice Cavemas, and we shall see you back again in the cave tomorrow for another video. So have a nice evening, everyone. Bye for now.